Welcome in, welcome back. How are you doing? My name's Flo. I think it's about time we did a scavenger hunt again. It's been a couple of months and I feel like I'm kind of on a bit of a winning streak with scavenger hunts. The last few times we've done it have gone good. Like, very good. We've had some good books. So I kind of want to see if we can continue the streak. We have a bunch of new prompts. As always, they are your prompts, the prompts that you have left in the comments. As always, if you want to leave any more or you want to leave a prompt for the first time, put it in the comments. I always go through the new comments and add them in to the rotation. So if you want to be involved, comment down below any prompt. The only criteria, you can do anything you want, but it just has to take me from one prompt to the next prompt. So for example, the book you are currently holding, take the colours and reverse them for the next book, that kind of thing. But go wild, do whatever you like. You guys have come up with some really good prompts so far, and this time I feel like is no different. We have some very fun ones, some challenging ones. I'm excited. So I think we're just gonna get right on into it and find out what we're reading next. I didn't really explain the concept. I feel like we all know what it is at this point, but if you're new, hi, subscribe. It's basically a scavenger hunt. There are 10 prompts. Each prompt leads to the next book, then the next book, and so on. And then the final book, the 10th book, we read in a spoiler-free reading vlog. That's the drill, that's the jam. Let's get on into it. Okay, prompt number 1. We're starting off a little difficult. Prompt 1 is find a book with 13 letters in the title. Very specific. But one thing about me is I love a long title. So let's see what we can do. 11, 12, 13. This second book I tried, My Dark Vanessa. Okay, we're starting strong with a 5-star book for me. I read this, it must be last year. I really want to reread it at some point. I adore this book. It's a very dark, sad book, so you absolutely have to check your trigger warnings before you go into it, but a brilliant book to start off our scavenger hunt with. Okay. Prompt number 2 is pick a book that has been on your TBR longer than the book you are currently holding. Now that is not easy because I have owned this book a very long time. Let's see what we can do. I think I'm going to go for The Long Walk by Stephen King. It's an easy one because I've owned it for so long, which you can probably tell by the fact that it is battered. This is another 5-star read, so we've started off very strong. This one is about a dystopia and it's like a competition of all these boys on a long walk, and it's like a last man standing kind of a situation. High stakes but very like psychological thriller. It's excellent. Okay, prompt number 3. Pick a book with the same number of words in the title as your current book. That is a 3-word title. That should not be difficult at all. I am going to go for Horses of Fire by A.D. Rhine. This is a book that I actually haven't read yet. It's a historical fiction and I think it's to do with the Battle of Troy. And to be honest, that's really all I know about it. I'm a little intimidated by historical fiction, so if anyone has read this, please encourage me to pick it up. Give me words of wisdom. Okay, we have prompt number 4. This is one of my favourite ones. I've done this one before. Take your age and count that many spaces across from the place of your current book. Okay, so we are starting from here and I am 24, so we're going to count 24 spaces across. It looks like we're going to end up in romance. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We have another book that I haven't read yet. Whoops. We have Hallowed Ground by Rebecca Yarros, who is the author of Fourth Wing, I believe. I'm not going to read the blurb because somebody recently told me, I'm so sorry if you can just hear the rain. It is absolutely just started battering it down. I live in England, this happens a lot, so I can't even really pause filming because it will just do this all day. Anyway, sorry if you can hear that. We'll pretend it's atmospheric. I can't really read the blurb for this because someone recently told me that this is like the 4th book in a series, which I didn't realise. If I can read this as a standalone, someone let me know. Because there are some standalones like The Friend Zone where I feel like you have to read them in order. Because I was going to read that series out of order and I'm so glad I didn't. But then there are other like romance standalones, like for example, the Powerless series. No, what are you called? The Flawless series. I feel like you can read that out of order. Like, I feel like it wouldn't really impact it that much. So, all of that aside, someone tell me if I can read this on its own or if it's very much a you have to read them in order situation. Okay, prompt number 5 is pick a book with a word in the title which is also in the blurb of your current book. What was I just saying about not reading the blurb? Okay, I'm going to try and skim it without spoiling it. Okay, I literally just saw the word reckless. It's like the 3rd word in the blurb. I'm just immediately going to pick Reckless by Elsie Silver. Okay, we have Reckless. This is the 4th book. Yep, in the Chestnut Spring series. I haven't got to this one yet. I'm currently at Powerless, so I need to read that one and then we'll get to this one. But they are fun cowboy romances. I feel like we all know this at this point. I really like this series. It's a lot of fun. Okay, we're on to prompt number 6. We're like flying through this. This is another fun prompt. Add together the numbers of the publication date and pick a book with that many letters in the title. Okie doke. This was published in 2023. This is a recent one. So 2 + 0 + 2 + 3. So we are looking for a 7-word title. That should not be that difficult. I'm going to go for Weyward by Emilia Hart. This is another historical fiction. Again, need encouraging to pick it up because I'm scared of historical fiction. But I do have very high hopes for this one. This follows, I think, 3 women, and at least one, if not all of them, is on trial for witchcraft. And that's kind of all I know about it, but I think the cover is gorgeous. Okay, prompt number 7. This is a new one. The book you are currently holding's least present colour is the next book's most present colour. So we obviously have a lot of bright pink, and then we have a little bit of blue and a little bit of brown. I feel like the brown is actually the least present of everything on that cover. So I think we need a book that is mostly brown, which I feel like is not the easiest of things to do. There aren't many book covers that are brown. We could do The Book Thief, actually. Said it was going to be difficult and then found one immediately. I need to get to this. It was on my 24 books to read in 2024. I didn't get to it. I need to read it. Is this brown or is this more like beige? We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. Okay, prompt number 8. Pick a book with a title that starts with the same letter as the last name of the author of the book you are currently holding. I just need to read that one again. So after a book title that starts with the same letter as this author's last name. So we need a book that begins with K, I think. I hope I interpreted that correctly. Hey, a book that begins with K, that is not the easiest of letters. Okay, I can't see any. I'm going to consult Goodreads. I don't think we have any that start with K. I don't think we have a single one. What do we do in this situation? I might just have to go with a book. Oh, it's a bit of a stretch, but a book with a K in the title. Sorry, that is a bit of a stretch, but I don't know what else we could do. So with that logic in mind, I am going to go with I Who Have Never Known Men. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny literary fiction. After reading The Natural Way of Things, I'm a little scared to get to this one because that reading experience was interesting. We'll go with interesting. And this is kind of a similar plot. So I am a little nervous about it, but it's tiny. It's literally under 200 pages. So I need to get to this ASAP. Okay, we're on to prompt number 9 already. Pick a book that rhymes with the title of the book you are currently holding. I Who Have Never Known Men. So we need something that rhymes with men. That shouldn't be that hard. Something like when or then. But it needs to end in that, I think, for them to rhyme. Okay. Notes on an execution. I Have Never Known Men, notes on an execution. Not really. Children of Men definitely rhymes with I Who Have Never Known Men. Not sure about that one. I Have Never Known Men, first to die at the end. Kinda, not really. Oh, this is harder than I thought it might be. Okay, I've literally been scouring my shelves. This is the best I can do. I couldn't find anything that rhymed with men at the end of the title. So like the closest I got was The Children of Men, which is literally the same word, which I nearly did, but I just thought, oh, I don't know. I can't rhyme men with men. So instead of rhyming it with the last word, I've rhymed it with the first word. So I Who Have Never Known Men, when in Rome. Yeah, I mean, they rhyme. The titles don't necessarily rhyme together, but the last word rhymes with the first word. Is the best I can do. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with this. And our final and 10th prompt is pick a book on the opposite side of the colour wheel to the book you are currently holding. So this book is orange and blue, but I would say primarily orange. I feel like orange is the main background colour. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to go with the opposite of orange, which I am going to have to double check because I don't actually know the colour wheel. We'll just go with whatever comes up first. According to this, the opposite of orange is blue. So we are looking for a blue book. Love that. That should not be difficult. Before I scour my shelves too closely, I feel like I should check my monthly TBR, see if there's anything on there with a blue cover. Let's have a look, see what we can do. Oh, okay, we can so make this work. So there are 4 books left on my monthly TBR that I haven't yet read. 2 of them are purple. We have Weirdo and Powerless. But we also have Talking at Night and Alone with You in the Ether, both of which I believe are blue. Oh my god, and they're right next to each other. Crazy. Okay. I mean, tell me both those books aren't blue. That's kind of worked out really well. Oh, okay. Now I'm torn because what am I in the mood for? This one has been compared to Sally Rooney and Babe Say No More. I'm hooked. But equally, I've owned this for literally the longest time and I can't tell you how excited I am for it. It's like a 5-star prediction, but I low-key think this is a 5-star prediction as well. Wait, I'm gonna read the first page of both and I'm gonna decide. Okay, this one does have lots of long words, so I think I'm gonna have to concentrate for this one, but an intriguing start. And then what about this one? That didn't really help. I don't know. Shall I just let a wheel decide? And we'll just pick randomly? Okay, I have made a little wheel and we're gonna let the random wheel pick what we read. Please pick well. What's it landed on? Alone with You in the Ether. Okay. Okay, I'm a little scared because there were lots of big words in that first page, but that's fine. That's fine. I will switch my brain on. We can do that. This is what we're going to be reading in today's video. So come along, it's going to be a spoiler-free reading vlog as always, and let's find out what I think. Hopefully it's a good one. Oh, guys. You know, I did that whole thing in the last clip where I was like picking between 2 books and I did a random wheel and I was like, I don't care which one it gets, I'll just go with whatever it lands on. And then it landed on Alone with You in the Ether and I was like, cool, I'm gonna read that. I'm not reading it. Sorry. I'm reading the other one. I started Alone with You in the Ether. I read, probably about 3 pages, if that, honestly, and I just dunno, wasn't in the mood, I guess. I could tell it was going to be very, very literary, but also like big language, big words. Like I was going to have to use my brain. I don't know. So I'm reading the other one. Sorry, I'm so sorry if you're disappointed. But this is also on my monthly TBR, and it's still absolutely fitted with the prompt of a blue cover. So, sorry about that. Surprise to anybody who watched that thinking we were reading Alone with You in the Ether. We are not. So sorry. We started this. This is Talking at Night by Claire Daverley. I'm having fun. I am on page 135, so maybe like a quarter in, nearly a third in. I've kind of stopped at a good place because we had this like whole before section and I've just reached the after section. Oh, also, look at this cute top that I got today. I went thrifting with my friend. Look how cute it is. It's got little sunflowers on it. Got it from Wood Green for £3. So, little thrifting haul for you. Anyway, back to the book. This follows Will and Rosie, and where I'm at right now, we basically were following them kind of like through the last year of high school. They kind of like each other, but she didn't really want to be with him because she had to focus on her exams, and she's very much like a type A personality, like wants to get the best grades, focus on music, like very driven, didn't want to be distracted by him. But they both very clearly liked each other. And you know, like right from the prologue that something tragic has happened. I knew what it was. I think everyone would know what it was. I think you're supposed to know. Kind of building up to that, of this tragic thing that's going to happen, which is really sad, obviously, because you know it's coming and it literally just happened. As I say, I'm now at the after part and I'm assuming it's about to jump forward to when they're in university because that's kind of where we left off. And then from what I know of this story, it kind of follows them through the years, maybe kind of being together, kind of not, but like dealing with this tragedy that they both experienced. That's the general vibes. I picked this up because I've heard it described as Sally Rooney. I definitely do hear the normal people vibes. Also, she doesn't use speech marks like Sally Rooney, so I imagine that's kind of where it's come through, but it is a similar kind of plot to normal people so far anyway. But so far, I'm intrigued. I do like the writing style. I'm reading it really, really quickly. I've flown through all of that in one morning. I quite like how it's written, this quite like stripped back narrative style. I know that's not for everybody, but it's something I really like where things are quite like blunt and just said. So instead of being super descriptive, it's just like, they did this and then they met here and then this happened. I quite like that because it feels like it keeps the story moving with like proper pace. But so far I'm liking it. I'm liking the character study. I'm liking both of them. It's going to be intriguing now. And yeah, where we've left off, the story is obviously about to take a massive turn. So I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
In the hills of Carolina, where the waters gently flow. A hidden gem called Lake Lure became a star in a famous show.
Okay, I am up to page 306 of Talking at Night. So I was going to say 2/3, but honestly maybe further, maybe like 75%. Honestly not that much to go. Since I've last spoken to you, which was quite a while ago in terms of like the length of the book, I think I spoke to you yesterday, the day before, like really not that long because I have flown through this. Since I spoke to you, the 5-star feelings, they've kicked in. They've kicked in. Guys, I think this is going to turn out to be a 5 stars. I guess we're going to see how it ends, but I am obsessed with the writing style, if you can't tell from everything that I'm tabbing. There's just so many good lines in this. I love both of the characters. I just love how the story's told. Like, I love that it's not super romantic. Like, we're following these two people kind of floating in and out of each other's lives. I really see the normal people vibes, and equally there's a quote on the front here about it giving one day vibes. And I haven't read the book, but I've seen most of the TV show. I haven't actually finished it yet. Will finish it at some point because it's such a good TV show, but it really is giving those vibes. I literally love these characters. I do feel very sorry for Jen. Like, I'm obviously not going to say anything that would be considered a spoiler, but I feel very sorry for her. That's the only part that's like frustrating me because it's like impacting somebody else. But the rest of it, I quite like that there is all this past and this history between them and how that kind of carries through the years. I will say, I think the start of the book, it didn't take me a while to get into, but I think it was because all of the characters were so young. It was actually reading younger, which looking back on it, is just good writing because the characters were younger, so she wrote younger, if that makes sense. So the writing has kind of matured, I think, through the years with the characters, which I think is really cool because now they're a lot older. So you kind of get to follow them over, I guess, like 10 years or so, and the writing kind of matures with that, which is cool. Also, complete aside, I don't understand how I have a blue copy of this book because I have looked it up, even at the start of this video when I was doing the scavenger hunt and I put like a picture of all 4 books that were left on my TBR. And I was like, oh, there are 2 blue books left on my TBR. Couldn't find the blue cover anywhere on Amazon, on Goodreads, any pictures of it. They were all orange. So you probably looked at those 4 pictures being like, what does she mean that's a blue book? Obviously it is, but I don't know how. Because I've gone through every single edition of this on Goodreads. You know, you can like look for your edition. There was something like 40 editions. Not one singular one of them is blue. So why is my copy blue? Even if you like Google Talking at Night blue cover, it doesn't exist. So how do I have it? Is it a different country's edition? But even then on Goodreads you can only see other countries' editions. None of them are blue. I'm so confuzzled. Anyway, that's not very important. I just am interested. So if anyone knows, please tell me. Anyway, I'm intending to finish this today. I think I will. I don't think I'm going to have any issues. And I'm not working today, so I do just have the rest of the day to finish this off, which is exciting. I mean, mark my words, we'll see how it ends, but I do have the 5-star feelings. There is potential here. I just finished Talking at Night. I'm giving it 5 stars. I loved this. I literally loved this. Look at everything I tabbed. I was obsessed with the writing. I was obsessed with the characters. I will say, without obviously spoiling anything, it didn't end how I wanted it to end. And I think that will be controversial. I think other people are gonna like the ending. I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know. I think other people will like the ending. I kind of low-key wanted it to end in the opposite way. I can't say why without literally going into full spoiler territory, but I don't know. I still loved it. I'm still giving it 5 stars. No, I am going to go into spoiler territory. Skip here if you don't want spoilers because I am literally about to spoil the entire ending. This is your last warning. Spoilers coming up literally now. Okay, so how this book ends is we followed them throughout the years and then they, I guess, end up together, which I guess it's just because I like sad books and I like pain. I kind of low-key didn't want them to, even though, did I think they were well suited? Kinda, yeah, kinda. And obviously they keep coming back together throughout the years. I don't know, I guess I would have loved the sadness of the ending if there had been like a real yearning of them being apart and like deciding they weren't gonna come back together or keeping it a bit open-ended. I don't know. I think that's just because I like to cry at books. I didn't think it was gonna kind of be a happy ending. But that probably is nice that the characters got a happy ending. I don't know, I just like things to be sad in books. That's why I think other people will like the ending. Back to non-spoiler. I loved this. I'm giving it 5 stars. I thought the writing was literally beautiful. Some of the quotes in the last few pages were just breaking my little heart. They were making me so sad. But it wasn't like I didn't cry. It just like made me deeply like moved and sad, and like it was very just beautiful writing. I don't know, like this book isn't crazy plot heavy, it's very character driven, but I was so engaged and I was like taking my time reading it, and it just felt like such a like quiet, peaceful book, but equally it was really, really sad, and really sad things happened in it. I don't know, it just felt like one of those books that feels really human, and it feels like the human experience and all of the kind of complexities that come with that. I don't know, I just loved it. I really, really loved it. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. Sad, heartbreaking, gorgeousness. Another 5 stars. I feel like these scavenger hunts are going so well at the moment. Scarily so. I feel like we're going to take a turn at some point. Anyway, all that being said, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've had fun. If you want to see this again, let me know. Equally, if you want to add any prompts, comment them down below, because I always go back through like the last video, occasionally earlier ones, but mostly the latest one, check if there are new prompts, and then I add a few into the rotation. So if you want to get involved, or you want to get involved again, comment anything. Just anything that's like, I don't know, take this book and then you... I don't know, I'm so bad at thinking of examples, this is why you guys are great at it. But take the, I don't know, colour scheme of this book and find a book with a similar colour scheme. Something like that, or the opposite colour scheme. Things like that. It leads from this book to the next book. Anything you can think of, go wild, and then maybe I can include it in the next video, which will be fun. I love doing these videos, I'm definitely going to do them again. But with all that being said, that is the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Please like the video, it makes so much difference to me. Comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you, bye!